The payoff from these investments in renewable energy will be renewable energy jobs right here in Ohio. I know over the last 8 years, Ohio's lost 236,000 manufacturing jobs. That's a lot of jobs. We're not going to bring them all back overnight. But I also know that Ohio has the second highest potential of all 50 states to create new wind energy manufacturing jobs. And investing in wind power could increase workers' wages in Ohio by more than $3.5 billion through the year 2020. I also know that with the right investments, Ohio could save $24 billion a year that you spend importing energy, bringing energy in from other states, and instead power 2 million homes using wind power. Imagine what that would do for the economy of Ohio, and over the long term, what it would do for your electricity bills. Finally, I will call on businesses and government and the American people to meet the goal of reducing demand for electricity 15% by the end of the next decade. Now, this is by far the fastest, easiest, and cheapest way to reduce our energy consumption. It will save us $130 billion on our energy bills. One report found that right here in Ohio, improvements in energy efficiency could help save homes and businesses $1.5 billion in energy costs by 2020. And if you think we can't do this, keep this in mind. The state of California has implemented such an efficient system when it comes to electricity consumption that while electricity consumption grew by 60% over the last 30 years everywhere else, all across the country, in California, it didn't go up at all. Think about that. California grew just like the rest of the country grew. In fact, in some cases, it grew faster, but they didn't use any more electricity because they had a good plan in place. There's no reason why we can't do that in Ohio and all across the country. In just 10 years, these 3 steps will produce enough renewable energy to replace all the oil we import from the Middle East. Along with the cap and trade program I've proposed, we'll reduce dangerous carbon emissions 80% by 2050. We'll slow warming of our planet. We'll create 5 million new jobs in the process. Now, I won't pretend that the goals I've laid out are going to be easy. I won't pretend that we can achieve them without sacrifice or without cost or without contributions from every American citizen. We can't do it. But I will say that these goals are possible. And I will say that achieving them is absolutely necessary if we want to keep America safe and prosperous in the 21st century. It's necessary if we want the economy of Ohio to thrive again, and we want American families to thrive again with good jobs and good wages. So just let me close by saying this. In this election, we've got a choice. I know that there's going to be all kinds of discussion. John McCain wants to talk about Paris Hilton and Britney Spears. That's his idea of a really relevant campaign. But I don't have time to deal with that mess, because America's facing some serious problems. America's facing some serious challenges. So we can continue down the path that we've been traveling. We can keep making small, piecemeal investments in renewable energy and keep paying more and more at the pump and keep sending your hard-earned dollars to dictators and sheikhs in the Middle East. We can watch helplessly as the price of gas rises and falls because of some foreign crisis we've got no control over, and uncover every single barrel of oil buried beneath John McCain's feet, only to realize that we don't have enough for a few years, much less for a century. We can watch other countries create all the industries and jobs of a green economy as our workers fall behind and our planet grows more unlivable by the day, or we can choose a different future. In just a few years, we can watch cars that run on plug-in batteries start rolling out of American factories, our assembly lines. We can see those shuttered factories open their doors to manufacturers that are making wind turbines and solar panels that will power our homes and our businesses. We can watch as millions of new jobs with good pay and benefits are created for American workers. We can take pride in technologies and discoveries and industries of the future flourish right here in the United States. We can lead the world. We can secure our nation. We can leave our children with a planet that's safer and healthier than the one we inherited. That's the choice we face in the months ahead. And that's the challenge that we have to seize. This is the opportunity that we have to seize, because this may be our last chance to seize it. You know, I have been running for president now for about 18, 19 months. There are babies that have been born and are now walking and talking since I started running for president. And, you know, everywhere I go, when I talk to the American people, you ask them what are they looking for, they're not looking for a handout. Nobody here in Youngstown is looking for a handout. People here work hard. They've been working hard for generations. They know that nothing's going to come easy. People here have known some hard knocks and some hard times. You know, but what people in Youngstown believe, just like Sherrod Brown believes it, just like Ted Strickland believes it, is that here in America, you should be able to make it if you're willing to try. That you should be able to find a job that pays a living wage. That you shouldn't be bankrupt when you get sick. That you should be able to send your child to a good school and send them to college even if you're not wealthy. That you should be able to retire with some dignity and some respect. That's what we're fighting for. That's what's at stake in this election. We don't need another 4 more years of wealthy corporations doing well, of oil companies doing well, of rich folks doing well. We need 4 more years of the American people getting a little bit of help from their government. That's what we're fighting for. That's what this election's about. That's why I need you to elect me President of the United States of America.